Firstly, I'd like to talk a little bit about what I mean by communication. If we don't understand the symptoms of our relative's mental illness, it means that we still communicate with this person using our natural instincts. With some people, it may be okay, but by and large, with the serious mental illnesses, when a person is delusional, has hallucinations, or is paranoid, for example, they have thoughts and ideas that are very different to ours. And if we use our natural instincts to communicate with them or talk with them, we can sometimes create more problems than we had in the beginning. And just briefly, I'll give you an example. There was a time when my son was very delusional and paranoid, and he had this feeling within him, and his thoughts were that I wasn't his mother. Now, when he told me that, my natural instinct was to justify who I was, that I was indeed his mother. But in fact, what was happening, he was getting angrier and angrier. The solution eventually, I understood, was to respect his thinking, because they were thoughts coming from illness, and to say to him, I understand what you're saying, I see it in a different way, and then break into some other kind of conversation. So what I mean by that is we really need to not criticise our person, not be frightened of what they say. Very often they're very angry with us, but to understand that those are the symptoms of illness. Like a person who has a physical pain, they talk about the pain of it. They might explain, I can't put my foot down, or I can't hold my arm up, or I have this dreadful pain in my stomach. The person with mental illness has these kinds of behaviours, and they're not often pain, but they are symptoms. So when we understand that, we can start to have a better understanding, and we can then be able to help our person more. The other little bit of communication is how we actually communicate with our people who are treating, the clinicians. We need to be able to speak to them clearly. We need to be able to cut our sentences, not over emphasise every detail, so that they aren't bored with us, and then they may be able to give us that kind of information that we really need. And we shouldn't be afraid of the clinicians. We should be able to say to them, Doctor, please give me an idea how I can talk with my own son, for example. Let's not be frightened, because the idea of treatment for people with mental illness today is that there is participation and collaboration by everyone. That means with the person with illness, the clinician, the carer family, and the community. So I think if we can tackle communication as family, as carers, we are breaking down the issues of stigma too, because we then, when we understand how to talk with our sick person, we will then be able to talk to our relatives, to our neighbours, to our community.
So come on guys, let's talk about it.